Welcome back to the Talking Hedge. I'm Josh Kincaid, and this is your Cannabis Business Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about the ban on CBD food and drinks for general public for Washington State, a bill or actually a law very similar to California last year, banning all use of CBD in food and drinks. On the line with us is Dan Kimmis, our CBD correspondent with Good CBD Products. We're also going to have Cecilia of Cecilias Secret on the line with us in a moment, talking about how that's going to impact her CBD drinks. She just had a phenomenal weekend at Hemp Fest, very successful, launching her brand, finally transitioning from the medical cannabis space to the legal CBD space. And now with this law coming out, definitely going to impact small businesses. So let's first dive into this report. Dan, you brought this to my attention, and it looks like it's very similar to what Curaleaf had gone through recently, not being able to make claims, and what California's law banning the use of CBD.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I've been on the ground recently talking to regulators, and there's a lot of concerns with regards to CBD in the food supply based on irregularities in the supply channel, right? Or supply chain. And the outcome is what I would consider some heavy-handed regulation, but at the same time, dramatically impactful.
My personal opinion is that this is big pharma or somebody who has enough clout to just ban it. So, you know, I think it's about money. I think that somebody's brand is having FOMO and they don't want to be left out. And so they're just putting an entire ban on it. They went to the FDA. They got the FDA to say, okay, that's it. So this article says, to be clear, the CBD is not currently allowed in food ingredients under federal and state law. So although hemp and the 2018 Farm Bill legalized hemp, it doesn't really legalize derivatives or compounds. And so FDA hasn't approved CBD as a food ingredient. And then Washington State obviously kind of just followed with that. And so some parts of hemp can be used. So to clarify, you can use hemp seed oil, you can use hemp seed protein powder and hemp seeds, but not CBD. You can still use CBD, you just can't say you're using it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, again, first, opinions are what they are, right? What I've run into is the more I dig in, the more I come to understand that just from a regulatory perspective, there's a lot of things about CBD oil that need to be essentially, there needs to be more rigor with regards to the handling. And so I think it's a safety issue. I don't see it as, the kind of move you're talking about, but at the same time, the outcome is really dramatic if you're a small business like Nana's or any of a number, Revive Now, et cetera, that have, put a lot of energy into essentially creating CBD infused edible and drink lines that are literally now closed off from the West Coast.
So there's another report about wholesale cannabis pricing indexes, just giving us a price for the week ending August 16th. It's my opinion that prices are going to plummet. They've gone from 7,000 down to about, 5,000 a kilo. I've seen it down to 3,000. So the prices keep going down. And so with this price right now, I think we're starting to see maybe the peak of cannabis benchmark for its U.S. pricing index by weighted averages. So the U.S. spot price is $1,300 ending the week August 16th. So that's significantly lower. It doesn't say exactly what that is. I'm guessing that's an isolate. And so that's a pretty decent price. That's probably going to get a lot lower. So Cecilia of Cecilias Secret is with us. You just had a successful launch at Hemp Fest. You were giving out some CBD drinks. You had your brand relaunch from medical marijuana to CBD. Tell us about how the weekend went and a little bit about your brand.
The weekend was great. It was tiring, of course, because we were pretty much nonstop busy the entire weekend.
And you're busy handing out some CBD drinks. So you have a few flavors. Obviously,
we launched just the strawberry lemonade at Hemp Fest. The other flavors will be coming out really soon, but strawberry lemonade was the main one that we had at Hemp Fest. We also had all natural fruit flavored chewies with CBD. We have orange sunshine flavor drops that were I think, the best on the market. It tastes like my orange soda. We also have a CBD patch and a CBD pain cream. And all of the products were successful because we have comments from people who actually stopped and bought the product, contact us, or either come back for more. It was just a really good weekend. And we have a little secret to share today. Nana's and Uncle Ike's will have an event coming up real soon.
Oh, that's exciting.
There's going to be a new CBD store on Capitol Hill where Uncle Ike's glass shop was before. He'll still have glass, I believe, but he's opening up that shop as an opportunity for patients to come and buy their CBD products there.
So, Cecilia, with Washington State's ban on Tuesday of this week, they're banning the use of CBD food in foods and drinks for general purpose. So I would imagine that's going to impact your drink and soda sales. Yeah. How did you initially respond to the news of this ban?
I got really angry. That was my initial response, was I just got really angry. My bottler actually received a letter from the state of Washington 2 days before he had scheduled my bottling, saying that he could not put food products in. So what we decided to do, rather than just not do the lemonade, was we went ahead and had my bottler bottle our strawberry lemonade, and the water-soluble product that is industrial hemp. It's coming out of Kentucky. We are bottling it in small vials, and those small vials are being given out with the bottles as the bottles are purchased, and then the patients can put the CBD in the beverage when they get home, or leave wherever they buy it, or whatever, however they choose to do it. We're not actually putting CBD in the sodas until that law is changed.
And so those caps where you twist it and then the tea falls in, you can't use CBD to twist that because you're still providing that mechanism to blend it. So you have
Correct.
to have separate. Okay.
Correct.
So with California also not allowing sales, what's your strategy? How are you going to pivot in order to kind of stay alive?
I'm going to do the same thing I'm doing right now. I'm going to produce my beverages with vials of CBD until they allow us for the bottler to actually put it in the product.
What's your opinion on the price of CBD as a result of companies not being able to use it? Do you think the price is going to go down even lower than the spot price of $1,300 a kilo?
Well, $1,300 a kilo is far less than what I've been quoted. I think the lowest I've been quoted was $3,200 a kilo. So I see it continue to go down. What the end result will be, it's hard to say, I think, at this time.
My fault. That's not per kilo. That's per pound. So you need to multiply that by 3. So it's more like $4,000 for U.S. spot price.
I'm sorry. I misunderstood you. I thought you said per kilo. Well,
I did.
The least amount I have been quoted for a high quality CBD product is $3,200 a kilo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I guess we should expect that to fall a little bit.
Hey, Nana, it's Dan. I've got a quick question for you just from a business side. So when the price on CBD moves, like if it goes down or if it goes up, aside from the obvious, is that good for your business? If CBD gets cheaper, does that help your business or does that hurt your business?
I think if the CBD remains high quality and the price goes down, it can only help the business because it allows us to make more products.
Sure. Interesting.
Am I answering your question?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Again, this is the thing is, the fact of the matter is, you are a warrior and an operator in a complex space, and it's always interesting to get the words from somebody on the ground, right? So.
Exactly.
Well, the only thing I can really tell you about the price in CBD is because this is a medicine that I have to take every day. I don't really have a choice. I try not to think about the price. The price is going to be what it is. We just have to try to figure out the best way to take those products and make the most amount of medicine for patients. I'm sorry, but I just can't think about the money part of it. That's over my head. That's not a part of the business that I'm even going to think about.
Sure.
It's a commodity, just like gasoline. If your business is flying airplanes, you have to buy it no matter what the price is, right? It goes up, it goes down,
Correct.
and you have to work and focus on your business. So I wish you nothing but success and good luck. Definitely keep us posted, and we'll have you back on the Talking Hedge.
Sure. Let anyone who wants to be part of Nana's Secret contact my partners. Their contact information will be up on the website really soon, in the next day or two, I believe.
Yeah, that was a crazy busy booth. That was a great booth this last weekend, Nana. Way to go.
Thank you, Dan. Yes, I had a great time. I had so many people come and tell me stories about they had epilepsy and they have not had seizures in 5-6 years, and they don't take any pharmaceutical drugs. So I cried a lot at HempFest this year. It was extremely emotional seeing that booth go up after 7 years of trying to make something happen and see all those products out on that table. I cried a lot this weekend, but they were all tears of joy.
Yay! Tears of joy.
Yes, thank you.
Good luck, Cecilia. We will talk to you soon. Thanks again.
Thank you, Josh. Bye-bye.
So jumping into the weekly deal watch last week, this past week saw the second highest amount of money raised through equity in the last 3 months of North American cannabis industry. So the total of $252 million was raised in equity in the most recent week, the second highest amount since May 10th. In all, $275 million was raised through a combination of equity and debt. So jumping into the top raises at close, you have Sundial that raised $143 million. And then LeafLink, a software media company focused on the cannabis industry, raised $35 million in funding largely through investment from Thrive Capital. And the top M&A last week, well, there wasn't any. That's interesting. But there is some move for medical marijuana. So out of Oklahoma, there's some interesting stuff going on down there. They're expanding at various rates. They're looking at Oklahoma and Florida setting the pace. But a lot of that medical marijuana, I think, also has a lot of hemp cultivation. So I wonder if they'll follow suit with that ban on CBD products. I feel bad for a lot of those folks. But anyone in the medical marijuana game hopefully is also looking at some rare cannabinoids, CBG, CBN, THCV, increase their margins while a lot of this other stuff plays out.
It's interesting to note how concerned the FDA is with regards to regulatory issues around CBD and concerns with regards to the handling based on just it's something that can easily be adulterated through poor handling, and the outcome is, putting it in food, until they've got clear process in place, Chronic. I see it as being a little while, brother.
Yeah, and these are some interesting emerging markets between, Oklahoma all the way down to Florida. Oklahoma is the fastest growing medical marijuana market in the average number of daily patient increases. That represent 4.1% of the state's total population, the highest in the nation. And Florida is the second fastest growing market in terms of patients at 1.6% of the total state's population. And then despite having operational markets for only a few months, you have Arkansas and Ohio reaching a statewide proportion of medical marijuana patients on par with mature markets such as Illinois, New Jersey, and New York. And then after a strong year of sales, Maryland's medical marijuana program continues to grow, and regulators are evaluating a second round of business license applications. They are very much like Washington, where they had limited outside investment capital, and they're kind of following Washington a little bit too much. So I think Maryland is those businesses are going to be struggling for a while. But then you have Arizona and New Mexico coming on board with solid growth and can benefit from recent developments in each state. Those regulators are expanding the list of qualifying conditioning patients, increasing the number of plants allowed. Washington State doesn't even have a home grow yet. So they're already ahead of us in those terms. And with that, we're going to roll this one up. I'm Josh Kincaid. This is the Talking Hedge. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or don't. And I'm out.